Hey guys, this is the Cool Kid here. Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be talking about the rotation that's going to be happening right after Worlds. It'll be the 2015 to 2016 rotation. Just saying, this is going to be a two-part video. In this first part, we're going to talk about all the cards that are going out of the format. In the next part, we'll talk about new cards that may see some more play because of the, because of the released cards. So with this rotation, we are losing 5 sets, and all those 5 sets we lose a lot of great cards, and we have to go over them. Alright, now first card I really do want to go over is actually this Charizard. Now this may surprise some people, but I remember a lot of people just can I drag it? There we go. I remember a lot of people using this Charizard just as a fun deck, and I just thought it'd be kind of an honorable mention, and also this Charizard is just really cool looking. But the first big card, Blastoise. Oh, how I'm gonna miss this card. This was honestly my very first competitive deck, and that's kind of the whole reason why I really do love Keldeo. It was my first competitive deck, and I loved it a lot. Blastoise was a key part of the deck with the Deluge ability, allowing you to attach a lot of energies per turn. It was such a great card, and I'm really sad to see it go away. And of course, we have Keldeo EX. Oh, this pains me. I love Keldeo so much, but it pains me. But the time has come, and now Keldeo EX is out of the format. This card was so good. Secret Sword was a great card. It was a great attack. You could do constant, really good amounts of damage every single turn. And something I really liked about it is that even if it really wasn't a water deck, you could still play Keldeo EX because you have Float Stone, and it's a really just a nice combination with that Russian and Float Stone. It was a great combination too. So yeah. Next card we have here is Dusknoir. Dusknoir was really cool. With Sinister Hand, you were able to manipulate the damage on your opponent's field, and this was used very strategically, and it was really good. I feel like there was even a Dusknoir in a Worlds deck one time that went really far. And trust me, this card is really powerful if you know how to use it correctly. And of course, let's see. Oh, how can I forget? Landorus Eax. One of the biggest cards. That was one of the biggest cards that was in our format. Landorus Eax is just overall just a really powerful card. With that Hammerhead ability, you were able to just do so much damage in the early game. Why? You had the Hammerhead, you got the strong energy, you had the muscle band, you had Fighting Stadium. On top of that, you were able to do 30 damage to opponent's bench Pokemon at the same time. And Lance Judgment was even more crazy. You were able to do obscene amounts of damage with this card. And it was such a great card. And it's now leaving the format. It really gave a lot of fighting decks a great boost. So yeah. The next card here we have is Flygon. And if I remember correctly, Flygon actually won 2nd place in last year's Nationals. It was either 2nd or 1st, I forget. But this card was so great, and it was a really creative card. A lot of people used it in a very creative way that made it such a powerful card. Using that ability Sand Slammer, you were able to put 1 damage counter of each of opponent's Pokemon. And this is where Dusknoir came in to just manipulate that damage. And that was just really powerful. You got knockouts all over the place. And one thing really cool about this is that it was kind of using the Whaler strategy, where you're not necessarily attacking every turn. You're just using that Sand Slimer to really just go whittle down your opponent little by little, and eventually use that Dusknoir's ability to really just get a really big attack on, and it will really do a lot of damage. And yeah, and Flygon did win a Nationals, and that was really good. It was overall a great time because I loved this deck. And let's see, anything mentionable? Okay, we have Audino actually. Audino with that Busybody was really interesting because a lot of people used it after Plasma Storm came out because of the dreaded Hypnotoxic Laser, which we will get to later. Audino was such a great card because you were able to remove special conditions from your active Pokemon by just placing Audino down. And with things like Cassius and EC, you'll be just pick it right back up. And this made a lot of decks a bit less vulnerable to Hypnotoxic Laser. So Audino was a great addition. And in the trainers, we lose a lot in the set, and I mean a lot. First of all, we lose Aspertia City Gems, which it's not that great anymore, but it used to be a really great card because there were some normal EXs. I remember people used this with Regigigas EX and Tornadus EX, and it was actually a pretty good deck combination. But nowadays, you really don't see much normal type decks, so yeah. And Hugh is an honorable mention because Hugh he saw some play in this year's Nationals because of the Wailord deck. And if you want to see more information about that, I will have the Wailord episode in the description, and you'll see how this card really got used. And yeah, now it's going away. And now next up we have Rocky Helmet. Rocky Helmet, not the best item card, so I'm not going to really go over too much. Not the best tool ever, but it was used sometimes. And we have a really big card here, Skyla. Oh my god, this card was just so powerful. It really was good. You just searched your deck for a training card. Really simple, but it was just so good. And I'm so sad to see it go away, because this really is kind of a saving grace for a deck. When you're in a really bad situation, you just need that one trainer card. You're able to use Skyla and just get that one trainer card. It really was a really helpful deck. It was a tech, but it was a great supporter. It was played in almost every single deck because of that. And again, a really big card we lose. Computer Search. This is a extremely powerful spec. You, for basically the same cost as an Ultra Ball, you just discard 2 cards from your hand, and then you just search for a card in your deck. That is just really powerful, because in a bad situation or even a good situation, you can just look for one card in your deck, and that one card can be crucial. You can get a Juniper, you can get the necessary energy. It's just really crucial. So much versatility in this card. It was so great. And now people will probably will be using Dowsing Machine a lot more, which I'm all up for because I already use Dowsing Machine. I like that overall more because I tend to really go ham with the resources in the early game. So yeah. So that's really it for Boundaries Crossed. Now let's go to the next set here, Plasma Storm. And if I remember correctly, even more cards we lose in the set. Okay, first of all, where is it? Victini EX. This wasn't exactly the best card ever, but it was still a pretty good contender to the game. With the Intensifying Burn, you're able to do good amount of damage to Virgin decks, and I really liked it a lot. Cause like Victini EX, it really wasn't that hard to power it up. It was fragile. It is kind of a glass cannon thing, only towards grass Pokemon. So yeah, Victini EX, I did use it sometimes, and it has helped me before. Another fun card right here, Heatmore. This was a really bad deck idea, but it worked, and it was really funny. So basically, the whole point of the deck was you have 4 Heatmores. I think you also had 2 Victini EXs because you had the Turbo Energize, which was actually really good too. You just had 2 Victini EX, 4 Heatmore, and you have like 4 Ethers. That's it. And then the rest are just Fire Energy. What you do is just try to power up the fiery licks as fast as you can and just go ham. Because here's the thing, you just discard the 4 top, and because a majority of your deck is Fire Energy, you're most likely to get 4 Fire Energy, and which is a really fun deck idea. But trust me, it was never hitting any top tables at all. So yeah. Next card I want to mention is, where is it? There it is. Magnezone. Because Magnezone was an interesting card that really didn't see a lot of play in top tables, but I personally played it quite a bit in PTCGO, and I loved this card. Dual Brains is actually a really powerful ability, but it was given to a Stage 2 at the wrong time, where Stage 2s were really hard to get out. But Dual Brains is a really powerful ability. You're allowed to play 2 supporters per turn, which is awesome. Because that basically means you can get a Skyla, and then get a Juniper. That's really powerful. And there have been a lot of situations where I wish, damn, if I could use 2 supporters, I could have such a good setup, and that's what Magnezone allowed you to do. And it was really fun to really use this card. The next card I must mention is a really powerful card, Donphan. Everyone knows this card now. This is a really powerful card. Spinning Churn, such a great attack. Well, now it is, because we had the Fighting Stadium. We have Machamps to even help you out. We have the Strong Energy. We have Muscle Band. You can do 100 damage for 1 energy, and that is just obscene. And also, not to mention, you switch. So you could switch into something like a Trevenant or a Wobbuffet, locking your opponent down in some way. That's what made this card so powerful, and in all honesty, I'm kind of glad to see it go away, because this card has beaten me a lot of times. So yeah, I'm actually quite happy to see it go away. Even though Donphan is one of my more favorite Pokemon. And we see here, we see Klinklang going away as well. Klinklang was kind of interesting. Klinklang was a deck that was hyped a lot, but didn't see a lot of play. But I still think it should be mentioned because Klinklang did have a really powerful ability where as soon as you have the Klinklang on the field, no damage can be done to all your metal Pokemon by Pokemon EXs. That was such a powerful ability. And with cards such as Cobalion EX, ooh, that just worked really well. Speaking of Cobalion EX, it was a strong card too, because with that Righteous Edge, you could always, for 1 energy, you could discard a special energy, which, as you can see at Worlds, was actually, not Worlds, Nationals, was actually a pretty big effect. And the next card we have is Snorlax. If you guys don't know, Snorlax was kind of the early version of Wailord, only that you're trying to defeat the opponent using hypnotoxic lasers. And it worked. It honestly kind of worked, but there were a few ways to get around it, such as the Keldeo Floatstone combo, as I speak of before. But this was still a really fun deck, and while it may not have been the strongest, it was still really cool deck concept. I liked it, and it worked because of the block ability and the high HP. And of course, Lugia EX. Oh man, Lugia. This card was hyped a lot, and I mean a lot. A lot of people thought this was gonna be the biggest card from the set. Honestly, I was playing at this time. I started playing around the Boundaries Cross region, you know, around that era. I never saw potential for Lugia EX, and really, I was right. Lugia EX did not hit any top tables. It wasn't good until the next set came out, which we will talk about later. But yes, what made this card so amazing was the ability Overflow. Once you knock out an opponent's, once you knock out a opponent's Pokemon, you take 1 more prize card, and this has to be an attack from Lugia. So yeah, but that was just really powerful. But the attack wasn't that great. So yeah, and okay, the trainers here. All right, get ready. All right. First of all, we lose Bicycle, which I actually use Bicycle in quite a few of my decks. I like Bicycle. I feel like it's a reliable draw engine, and it doesn't take up your supporter. But now I guess we could use Roller Skate, so it's not too big of a loss. We see Chorus, which, I'm so sad because Chorus was one of my favorite supporters. In a lot of my decks, I always play the bench a lot, which I know I haven't really shown a lot of PTCGO videos, but I am promising you guys, I am getting those videos out. I just need to get a few more cards in order to make some newer decks. So Chorus, I love this card because it was really powerful if you had the right setup. If there were 10 bench Pokemon, you were getting 10 cards. That was insane. So yeah. Okay, and oh wait, Escape Rope, we are not losing. What am I thinking? Ether didn't really see much play, but still interesting. And here it is, the big 2 cards. Verbank City Gym and Hypnotoxic Laser. Oh, these 2 cards were evil. Evil, I tell you. Hypnotoxic Laser. Powerful trainer card. You basically poisoned your opponent's active Pokemon, and if you flipped the head, they were also asleep. Verbank City Gem, you put 2 more damage counters on poisoned Pokemon. That was just such a powerful combination, as between turns you were doing 30 damage between turns without attacking, and that was just really powerful. And it was a really powerful combination, and obviously it saw a lot of play in a lot of decks. And in terms of the ace specs, we do lose Dowsing Machine. Wait, earlier I just realized, earlier, did I say that Dowsing Machine was going to get more play? Well, obviously I forgot Dowsing Machine is also getting rotated out. I forgot about that. But, yes, Dowsing Machine, it is going out of play, which is sad, because this was my favorite, easily my favorite ace spec. I loved this card. And Scramble Switch, which got played in a lot of fast decks. I loved it. It got played in a lot of Lugia decks, specifically, so yeah. And that's it for Plasma Storm. Now let's go to Plasma Freeze, where we lose even more, honestly. First of all, we got Execute with the I don't know how to say that ability. Propagation? I don't know, honestly. But it was a pretty cool ability. Basically, if it was ever in your discard pile, you got to put it back in your hand, which was a really cool ability because if you had Ultra Balls, you could just use an Ultra Ball, get the Execute in the discard pile with another card, and you kind of got them to Execute back, and that's a really cool combination, and I liked it a lot. Not to mention, it was paired up with what's that card? Weavile, and it was really, really interesting. Next up, we have Flareon, which saw a lot of play, honestly. Flareon was a great deck with a vengeance. I believe it reached top 18. Was it top 8 or top 16? I forget. It was either reached top 8 or top 16 at World, so this was obviously a really powerful card. With vengeance, if you had a lot of Pokemon in the discard pile, you did a lot of damage. And with cards such as Aldino and just like Rodriguez and cards like that, we did a lot of damage with Flareon. It was great. It was honestly really good. Just see, make sure I'm not skipping over anything. Oh, of course. Kyurem. Oh, Kyurem. Kyurem was a big contender in the Plasma decks. This was basically the big attacker in the Plasma decks, and it was great. Blizzard Bird and Frost Spear were both great attacks. Frost Spear, you got to do some snipe damage. Blizzard Bird, you did a lot of damage in the early game. Not early game. You did a lot of damage in general because, first of all, you had the Deoxys EX to get you even more power. You had the Muscle Band. At the time, people actually used what's it called? Silver Bangle, I believe it's called. And yeah, it was just a really powerful combination. You had cards like Hypnotoxic Laser in this deck. It was just a really powerful combination. Along with Kyurem, you usually had Landorus Eax, which was mainly used for his right and knuckle attack. Basically, for one Thunder Energy or Lightning Energy, you did 30 damage and you attached an energy card from your discard pile to one of your benched Team Plasma Pokemon. Here's the reason why this was so powerful. It says energy card, which means special energy cards as well. So that just made a really powerful combination where you use Prism Energy, DCE. It was really insane. So Landorus Eax was a big contender to Plasma decks as it got a lot of energy acceleration going on. And of course, the big card, Deoxys EX. Oh, this card was mainly used in Plasma decks for its ability Power Connect. Basically, all Team Plasma Pokemons, excluding Deoxys EX, did 10 more damage to the active Pokemon. And when you had like 3 or 4 of these on the bench, that was really powerful because you were able to go and to do 40 more damage. Really, really powerful when you consider that you already do 120 damage with Kyurem EX, and the fact that you have Verping City Gym with Hypnotoxic Laser. You're knocking things out in one hit with a non-EX Pokemon. That was crazy. And of course, we also have Mr. Mime, which I love Mr. Mime because I use this card in Night March because I find the ability really, really useful against Landorus EXs. But I guess that's not really a problem anymore, so yeah. Alright, and Absol is also a pretty big card that we're losing. Absol was really cool because Mind Jack was a really good attack. It really was. Basically, if your opponents, they set up the bench a lot because back then there was a lot of Plasma decks. And with a lot of Plasma decks, you had to have a lot of bench space because you had those Deoxys EX. You needed all that Deoxys in there. With Mind Jack, you did a lot of damage for being for being a pretty standard Pokemon. You have the 100 HP as a basic, and you could have done like 100 damage easily. That's where Absol was so good, and some people just made decks with Absol because people were bench loading a lot. So yeah. And let's see, where is it? Yeah, okay. So a big card we're losing is Floatstone. Floatstone is a great card. Why? We have Garbodor, which we're also losing, and Keldeo EX. I feel like Floatstone is still going to be a great card because having free retreat is still really nice. So yeah. Although, wait, I can't believe I actually said that. Floatstone is going away. It was a great card because of Keldeo EX and what's it called? Keldeo EX, and I just mentioned it before, Garbodor. because you got free retreat, and with Keldeo EX you have to rush in and just retreat back. With Garbodor, you activated your ability, and if you were ever like Lysandered into the active position, you were able to just go retreat, and that was such a great combination. And we have superior energy retrieval as well. This card was really good, but it's not seeing a lot of play now, so I don't really see it as a bad thing anymore. It was really good, mostly in the Blastoise decks, because we also had Black Kyurem, which I just realized I forgot to go over, but I will go back to that later. So yeah, we also had Team Plasma Ball, which Team Plasma decks are not that popular anymore, so that's not much of a loss. In terms of Ace specs, Life Dew was pretty good actually. Life Dew, I've seen this card, and it made a basically a 3 knockout game into 4, and that could have been crucial. So yeah. And here we're also losing some important cards here. Juniper is a really big one. Juniper is such a great supporter, and we're losing it. But it's getting replaced by Sycamore, so it's not that big of a loss. So yeah, let's be happy about that. Also, we are losing Garbodor. Oh, so sad, I know. Garbodor, I already explained why this was so good. Garbotoxin, once you have a tool attached, all abilities except for Garbotoxin were disabled. Really big card. It was really good. And I just said I missed the card in Plasma Storm, the Black Kyurem EX. And we'll go over it right now. Where is it? Here it is. Black Kyurem EX, it was a great card because Black Ballista really went well with the Blastoise combination. Why? Using the Blastoise, you're able to just go attach a lot of energies to Black Kyurem, and when you use Black Ballista, you use the superior energy retrieval, get the energies back, put them back to Black Kyurem. That was a great combination. You were doing 200 damage consistently, and it was great. So yeah. And now, on to the next set. Plasma Blast. So yes, and now here it is, the 2 big cards we're losing. Genesect EX, Virizion EX. These 2 cards were a powerful combination. You just, wait, what? I just realized both of them say Virizion EX, that's kind of weird. Alright. I don't know why I really care, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah. These combinations of cards was so good. Virizion EX has such a powerful ability where any Pokemon that had grass energy could not be affected by special conditions, and with Hypnotoxic Laser, you can imagine how big that was. Emerald Slash is also actually a decent attack, especially for early game which I was trying to set up. Genesect was the main attacker of the deck, and it just really was a great attacker. Megaload Cannon was a great attack. You did 122 one of your bench Pokemon. Rex Signal was an interesting ability that really wasn't used a lot, but this was a really powerful combination of cards. And we see Suicune, and if my mouse can drag, there we go. Suicune was a really awesome card. To keep it short and simple, Safeguard was a great ability, and it was used as a tank, so yeah. Third card we are losing is Drifblim, which I remember seeing a lot of play. I loved this card. I really did love this card. Drifblim was so good in Plasma decks. I loved, to counter Plasma decks, because that Drifting Balloon basically like what it did was that you could have done like for only 1 energy, or for 0 energy. In fact, you could have done 70 damage and discard a special energy, which really was a powerful effect, especially against Plasma decks. I loved this card because I was able to use it to counter against Plasma decks so often. It was so good. With that, we have Sigilift, but that's really not really worth going over, honestly. And oh, it's such a big card for me because I love this card a lot. Jirachi EX. I love Jirachi EX. I love the ability Stellar Glide is you are able to just put it on the bench and search for a supporter card. Basically, you are able to search for a supporter card using an Ultra Ball. And it's kind of sad to see it go away because I really did like that card. Now, in terms of trainer size, we don't lose much, although I reset. Losing Juniper, but we are getting a reprint, so it's okay. And yes, I was right, it was called Silver Bangle, and we're also losing Silver Mirror. Although Silver Mirror is kind of useless actually, even in the rotation, so yeah. Silver Bangle is still a great card though. Basically, if you attach it to a normal Pokemon, you did 30 more damage to EX Pokemon, which was a really powerful effect, honestly. Really powerful effect. And in terms of the Ace spec, we see the G booster. That was really powerful in the Genesect decks because you were able to do 200 damage with only discarding 2 energy, and it was not affected by anything on the opposing Pokemon, and that was just really great. Master Ball and Scoop of Cyclone, not great as Ace spec cards, but still worth mentioning, so yeah. And now I can't believe it, guys, we're up to the last set. Legendary Treasures. Okay, here we go. Alright. We're already, well, most of the cards I already mentioned we are losing because this is really a reprint set, so yeah. First of all, we have Emboar here with the Inferno Fandango ability. It was basically the Blastoise counterpart, but it really wasn't that powerful because there's not a lot of things that could really work with it well. So yeah. As I mentioned before, Keldeo EX. Oh, it's so sad. Alright. Here we go. Mewtwo EX. Oh. Mewtwo EX was such a great card. With that X Ball for a DCE, you recoil damage times the number of energies attached to both the Mewtwo and the defending Pokemon. This was such a powerful card. Just imagine how this was a really powerful card. Basically, it has the power of an Yveltal, minus 20, but it could be in any deck and it would work really well. That's how great Mewtwo EX was, and it's been in our format for like 3 years now. It's so sad to see it go away because I love this card. Another card we're losing, as I said already, Garbodor and Sigilyph. I think I already mentioned Sigilyph, the safeguard, so yeah. And let's see what else is here. Darkrai, here we go. I loved this card. Darkrai was a really powerful card. In fact, Darkrai was dominating the format for 2 years, I believe. Darkrai was really just that good. With Dark Cloak, you were able to get free retreat on all your Dark Pokemon, and its attack was actually really powerful. Because for 3 energies, you did 90 damage, and then you did 30 to one of your opponent's banished Pokemon. But here's where it really was powerful. Before even Muscle Band was around, they had Dark Claw, so Darkrai was able to do 20 more damage. On top of that, Dark just had a lot of support with cards such as Hydreigon and Dark Patch. So Darkrai really was a really powerful card, and it's sad to see it go away because it was a really good card in Yveltal decks. So yeah, really sad to see that go away as well. And here's Hydreigon I was talking about, with the Dark Trance ability that was so good. Basically, you were able to move the Dark Energy across on your field as much as you want, and it was such a great combination. So yeah. And right here, in terms of supporters, we are losing Bianca, but it's not really saying any pay, so nothing much there. And in terms of Radiant Collection, we are losing Mew EX. And this is such a great card. I love it. It's really versatile, if you know what I mean. But I love this card. I use it a lot in my Dark Night Merch deck, and it works really well. And it was going to see a lot more play, but in Ancient Origins, because there are some cards that could really use can be used really well if you had the Mew EX, but unfortunately going away, so we will be losing it. We also had Meloetta, which was great in round decks, and I can search where's the round Pokemon? Seismitoad round. So yeah, didn't really see competitive play, but it was overall really fun deck idea, and it worked. It actually worked sometimes. So yeah. And that's basically it. Those are all the cards that we're really losing in the set. And oh, a Crushing Hammer. Are we losing Crushing Hammer? I think we are. Yeah, I think we're losing Crushing Hammer as well. So yeah, that's another card. I prefer Enhanced Hammer, honestly. So yeah. So yeah, we are losing a lot. We are losing a lot. And I just realized there's actually a few promos that I didn't mention. There's really nothing special there, but one promo we are losing is N. So we can say goodbye to N because we cannot use N anymore, which is really sad. And then let me see if I can find it in the... Actually, no. I'm gonna find it in the older sets, but that's not possible right now. Okay. So yeah, we are losing N. Just to clarify, we are losing N because a lot of people think that we aren't because it's not even printed in any of these sets, but we are losing N, which is sad because it was one of the most powerful supporter cards, especially for comebacks. So yeah, that basically goes over the first part of the rotation, all the cards we're losing. stick tuned and maybe even subscribe to this channel so you'll know when my next video is up, and hopefully the next video will be the part 2 where I talk about new cards that should be getting even more play because of the cards we're losing. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and see you guys next time.